so for our rules, basically we have our basic absolute value rule of absolute value of ax plus b equals c. And so what we want you guys to do is take this drag box, and you can pick up your little item or your little icons and drag them into this part. I want you guys to practice how to set up that little format here. So what's going to happen is, once I get this part isolated, so once this is all by itself, and you have it as ax plus b, absolute value of course, equals c, what's going to happen is now going to split off into two equations. So you're going to have one version where it's going to be ax plus b, and it's going to be this positive c. So we're going to write everything back here except without the absolute value bars here. And then the second option is basically we want to make sure we include, like how we said, the positive 6 and the negative 6 from the warm-up today. So we want to make sure we do this, ax plus b, and we also want to include the negative c version of it, so that way we have two equations that we can solve. So this is what's going to tell you if you have how many solutions for every single type, because either you have a c that's a positive, c that's a negative, or c that it could be 0. So you're going to see a bunch of those relationships today. So go ahead and drag your boxes, make sure they look just like this, so that way we make sure you guys understand the rule for later on today. Now, so say I have this, and this is kind of later on when we talk about what happens if I have two absolute value symbols. So what's going to happen is, same concept, this is all by itself on one side, and it's going to be ax plus b equals cx plus d. That's going to be one of them. And then of course the negative portion, ax plus b equals the negative cx plus d. Now the issue is with this negative, it's going to distribute and it's going to multiply to every term inside this parentheses here. This positive one basically stays the same, it doesn't really change, so you're able to solve from here and just solve for x. This one, however, is now going to change to ax plus b equals a negative cx minus d. So all the symbols here are going to change depending on what's here. So if it's negative here, it's going to change to the opposite. So that's what we're kind of looking at for this rule.